Hello and welcome to the Cozy Jungle. So the Cozy Jungle is dedicated to trying to make the indoors a jungle. We want to make sure that you're nice and cozy in the environment that you're surrounded by, at your home and anywhere. Now, some of the stuff has just turned into a hobby that's turned into a little bit of a business, and it's something that I'm really passionate about. Plants helped me in a position when I was really struggling with my mental health and just general well-being. So let me talk you through some of the stuff that we have here, and then let's introduce you to the Cozy Jungle. If we're going to start things off, let's go through the Devil's Ivy. This was one of the first purchases I had, and I love it. It has grown into such a massive piece. I've also managed to propagate it into some smaller pots, which I'll show you in a moment, but it's one of my favorites, mostly because it was one of the first things that I bought, and I got it at a pretty good discount as well. We then move on from there, we then look at the palm. Now we've got the palm here, we've got another one just over on the side here, which is starting to grow through as well, which is fairly recent. We've got a dead one here, which I'm planning on getting rid of. Then we have our spider plant, which again was one of the first purchases. It was a tiny little one that was on offer with a couple of other plants. We have a peace lily, which I also split apart. There is another one in the bathroom that's growing, which has a flower. At the moment, it's just doing its thing in its little pot here, which I'm very happy about. Then we move on to one of the monsteras that I've got. It's been sprouting for a little while now. This one I actually split apart into 3. Now, if I show you the original piece, which is just here, you can see it's quite a big piece. Now, I created a moss pole for it as well, for it to sprout through, and it's rooted itself in really, really well. But it's a beautiful plant, and it's one of my favorites, like every other plant I've basically got here, but it's beautiful. We then move on to the smaller one. It's just a lovely small piece that I caught. It was in the bottom portion of the monstera, but it's lovely nonetheless. It's right next to the good old Spider-Man as well. So I also have a Dracaena, and I also have a slightly variegated one, which is this beautiful piece here. And then we move on to some of the bigger pieces that I've also got. But have a look at the moss pole that I created for the Devil's Ivy that I actually propagated. So we've got one here, and then we also have one just over here as well. So moving on from that, we've got a slightly variegated pothos that I got as a cutting, which I'm still trying to grow. I slightly burnt it by putting it too close to the sun, but now we're going to see whether or not we can separate it in a slightly better position. Then moving on from there, we have some of the smaller plants which I've bought recently. So we've got a golden mosaic tenanthe, a Syngonium mojito, and then a philodendron verrucosum. Then we move on to the beautiful Thai constellation monstera and the birds of paradise just here. They're 2 of my favourite and biggest plants. And then we finally move on to the white princess philodendron. Now again, it's another moss pole that I created, and again I put it too close to the sun, which is why you've got some burnt spots. However, it's all a learning curve, but we still have some beautiful variegation on there. And that is everything at the Cozy Jungle. Now my brother also has some at his house, and we want to try and spread this around as many houses as we can. We want the Cozy Jungle to be absolutely everywhere. We want everyone to feel that same peace and tranquility, being in a position where you're surrounded by all of the plants that you love and care for. Now, throughout the videos that we post, we're going to be going through how to look after plants, how to care for them, propagations, cuttings, what to do, what's rare, what's not, and just enjoy the atmosphere of being around plants. So please like, share, subscribe, let everyone know, and let's get the Cozy Jungle into as many houses as we can.